Hi, this is Dana, and on this channel I speak about spiritual warfare. In this video, God has guided me to switch back the discussion to talking a little bit more about energy awareness and how you work with energy in basically breaking bondage and essentially casting out darkness, fighting against darkness attacks on you. Normally, I group together more writings or videos on the same topic. However, God wants me to alternate now, I see. So I think basically it's that God wants you to use this information in your current phase where you're approaching the new phase of the ascension and you're closing up cycles, right? This is important. Energy awareness and working with energy is very important in succeeding to protect yourself, to cast out darkness, and to break the bondages. You will not succeed to break a bondage if you don't learn to work with your energy. Simply because darkness attacks will just overwhelm you. So this is essential. But there are different ways in which you work with energy at different times. And this is the main message of today's video. Namely, the basic thing that everybody knows is that you must clean your energy. I have wrote prophetic writings and I made some videos in describing in details how you clean your energy. However, in order to successfully break a bondage, there are times in which you don't clean your energy as much. Basically, you are supposed to stay in that energy which is being sent to you to the extent to which you need to understand what is being sent to you, how it's being done, what kind of impact is aimed to have on your energy body, who is sending it, for what purpose, under what pretext, and then you break the bondage, which is spiritual fighting, and then you clean up your energy. Because if you clean up your energy constantly, you never get to understand what kind of bondage is being created against you. You know, so understanding the darkness being sent to you, the energy diagnosis is very important part of the spiritual fighting. This is the basis in order for you to actually do the spiritual fighting. Otherwise, you do not understand what is going on. And if you don't understand what is going on, it means that there are high chances that those attacks work on your subconscious level. Even if you clean up your energy, on conscious level, you preserve awareness and control. But you don't know what is going on your subconscious level. In order to integrate the subconscious and the conscious level into oneness, you must understand what is being done or has been working out on your subconscious level for many years, and what kind of triggers and traumas were created on your subconscious level that you are not aware on conscious level. You need to heal those and only then you can clean that darkness. As I said in another video about God's training, for example, part of God's training sometimes in my experience has been that He pushed me to learn to control the darkness which is being sent to me, or better yet, to control my reaction to darkness being sent to me in such a way so I can stand for a longer period of time in darkness. Namely, this is a test that you have healed enough on your subconscious level in such a way that the darkness which is being sent to you cannot trigger you anymore. and you can look on the silent meditation and reprogramming of your mind meditation, which I posted here on this channel, and you can understand more from that. So there are times when God has been guiding me and forcing me to stay for a long time without cleaning my energy, or at least not without a deep cleaning of energy, in order for me to understand the darkness. This is how I learned energy diagnosis. Not by cleaning my energy constantly, but by using the silent meditation and the programming of the mind in order to withstand the darkness, understand it, so I can break the bondage and then push it out and clean it. Okay? So this is very important. This happens during attacks. So this is a matter, God is saying to me, yes, thank you. It's a matter of endurance. And this is how you test to what extent you have healed, first of all. And also this is how you gain authority in front of darkness. This is why initial phase is to fight the darkness, but then the most important phase, somebody is very upset with me. Do you see how my throat chakra is blocking? So the last phase is gaining authority, but gaining authority, that means exactly what I'm explaining to you now. To withstand the darkness, stay in the darkness without the darkness being able to touch you, to trigger you. So you can reprogram your mind, you can control your energy and your reaction to darkness in such a way that it cannot touch you, it cannot influence you, it cannot trigger you under no circumstance. For example, let's say confusion, aggression, conflict kind of energy is being sent to you. Yeah, this can be done in many ways. It can be done by spells and black magic, of course, but it can also be done by energy, meaning that a cloud of energy is being sent to you, or entities, forms of existence, or forms of emotions, or forms of thought are being sent to you. Now, in this circumstance, withstanding the darkness means that you can achieved a certain level of energy awareness and energy control that whatever is sent to you cannot actually trigger in you any kind of emotion. You don't get angry, you don't get confused, you understand? So this is something very important. This is also part of working with your energy, controlling your energy, making energy diagnosis, energy aware, having high energy awareness, and this is essential in gaining authority in front of darkness and any kind of spiritual fighting, including the bondage breaking. You will not be able to understand the bondage if you don't develop these abilities. Yeah. Everybody, of course, is advertising, and you can see this on most channels that are talking about spirituality, that they keep saying, oh my God, this kind of attack has been sent to you. You need to get a spiritual bath. You need to get a salt bath. But the point is, there are times when you shouldn't do this. Because again, I say, if you do this, you just eliminate that darkness which is being sent to you, which is important, of course, but you don't get to detect who sent it, what type of darkness was sent to you, under what circumstances. Normally, of course, you have to do this with guidance from Divine Realm, because otherwise you run the risk of that darkness overwhelming you. And that is not desirable. But as you start doing this work with energy, with your own energy, because you're not working with the darkness, you're working with your own energy, you're training yourself to do energy diagnosis, to increase your awareness of energy, and to start analyzing the energy which is being sent to you. First, to understand what is going on and to be able to not only cast out the darkness being sent to you, but also to undermine and break the bondage which created, because I explained this, darkness listens to God and follows spiritual rules. Darkness doesn't come to you if you're innocent, unless somebody created a bondage. A bondage means a fake information or fake accusation, a slander, smearing campaigns, defamation of character, and so on, which were created as a justification for them to send that darkness to you. You need to learn what was done, because otherwise that darkness will follow you continuously. You need to learn what was done, what was sent, under what pretext, and how you break that. This is how you put an end to it. Otherwise, it will come back immediately after you finish the salt bath. And the most dangerous part is that it's coming back when you're asleep. And when you're asleep, your energy awareness is even lower. And the risk for you to be mind programmed or for that energy to enter your energy field and have an impact on you is much higher, of course. Most of the programming is being done while you're sleeping. This is why monks sleep only 1 hour at a time. They don't sleep more than 1 hour. After 1 hour, they wake up, they do some prayer, and then later on they go to sleep again. Not more than 1 hour. So in order so they won't get to fall asleep too deep. Okay, so now I learned this myself because I was doing all my life very thorough energy cleanup. I was doing like at least 3 times a week, 2 hours in gym, then sauna, then prayer, mystic prayer every day, many hours per day, and so on. So I was doing a lot of energy cleanup. And when I started the spiritual fighting, it was God actually who taught me this. You need to withstand the darkness. And of course, you will get help from the divine realm. You have to ask God and your divine team to help you in doing this, because, of course, especially if you want to fight it off, initially when you first encounter it, it's frightening. Then it's just a matter of training. You will learn how to do this. You will do it sometimes more successfully, sometimes less successfully. But it's important to learn how to do it. So you need to stay in that energy which is sent to you, so you can understand, so you can learn about what type of attack is created and what kind of bondage is behind it and who sends it. So you can actually cut it off. There are many types of attacks. There are projections, and projections they are done in many ways, either by incantations, either by spells, by black magic, by sorcery, by forms of thought, forms of emotions. These are like a cloud of darkness which is being sent to you. It's an energy of a specific type which is being sent to you. It can be, as I said, of anger, of sadness, in order to lower your vibration, of depression, of panic, of fear, of lack of will to do anything, of self-sabotaging, God says, of lack of self-confidence, lack of determination, lack of discipline. In any spiritual fighting, you need discipline, of course. So if somebody sends this to you, you will never achieve anything. Even thoughts of even about addictions, the belief, certain beliefs that you have addiction, that you have a disease, that you don't have money, that you're not going to receive help, that many forms. There are also, for example, holograms which are being sent to you on your third eye, and these are very powerful. And they also have the same purpose. Levitation, it's also a projection, a type of aggression. For example, what they do more often is that they send you levitation. It's like a nagging voice which basically whispers in your ear on subconscious level specific type of aggressions, and unfortunately they send all these monitoring spirits and they take time to analyze you. They learn what are your weak spots, and the levitation will be tailored on you. If you have specific dislikes, if it's something which offends you, which hurts you, if it's something you fear, if it's something that insults you, if it's something that triggers you, some sort of addiction, some sort of anything, and they would do this continuously on you on your subconscious level, continuously. And if it's coupled with a hologram which shows you an image of something related to what they say, for example, I have seen aggression by levitation, threatening that I will kill you, I will rape you, I will bring criminals to you, whatever, stuff like this. And then they send you a hologram with the image of that. So they will imprint on your subconscious level an image associated with that word. Or what they do, it's a regression, playing continuously regression on your subconscious level of some sort of trauma that you have lived, or a trauma which they create on your subconscious level through these aggressions. Because if they do this repetitively, imagine that they do this for a month, 24 hours a day, sending to you this levitation about certain events and which disturb you deeply. Then at the end of that month, you will be traumatized on your subconscious level. That's trauma bonding. And I explained this already in another video. That implies that your subconscious level is in a state of numbness, of fear. So it's sort of like twisted in a fetus position, and it doesn't react to anything. So you're not being helped by your subconscious to fight it. And this weakens your energy. That's the basic, because the conflict between your subconscious and conscious level essentially has the role of weakening your energy and creating darkness. All of this is being planted in your energetic field in order to create darkness with your own energy, because it's basically your energy. It's something created on your subconscious level, which is being played out continuously, and therefore it's in conflict with your subconscious level. And you will be surprised when you will go through these lessons. You will be surprised to see. I was in shock when I saw it, because God, as I was learning about this and I was doing energy diagnosis, I could see what kind of energy was sending to me had nothing to do with me. It didn't represent me at all. You're afraid a car will run you over. What the fuck? I'm not afraid of no car. Nobody can run me over. At the time, actually, I wasn't even walking. I was always driving everywhere. So where to run me over? So all sorts of crazy things which they would say. Things which I normally wouldn't fear. But you must know that your subconscious registers what is being said to it. So basically, it's like a blank piece of paper on which they write a narrative in order to mind program you. So it's very important that you actually learn what is being done, because this is how they create triggers, by doing all this on your subconscious level, all these attacks, and therefore they can control you much easier from a distance. They don't even need to come in your face. Or if you interact physically with one of them, or of your attackers, they will know what to say in order to trigger a certain reaction from you. If they want to have a success, for example, if they want to intimidate you, to bully you or something, they know passwords to these programmings done on you, which they use So it's really awkward, but I've seen it on some individuals. God helped me. God asked me to help someone, and I've seen it. There was one single word that the other individual was saying, and it was enough. That word, he was that the other one was programmed on subconscious level in such a way that a single word being said, which was a password to a type of programming done on his subconscious, already would have triggered endless reactions in his energetic field, which was weakening his posture in that dialogue. So all of a sudden, that individual would become, energetically speaking, fearful, wouldn't dare to stand his ground, would some sort of fear of conflict, of contradicting the other, trying to avoid conflict. But it was not about the conflict. Essentially, he didn't even have the strength of energy in order to carry on a normal discussion in which people are entitled to have different opinions. So he was not able to think for himself, or if he was thinking, he was not able to express for himself. You see? And in that circumstance, God showed me to start talking, that if I talk, then that energy programming with password encoded would break. And indeed, I said what God told me to say, and instantly that individual was like he snapped out of a hypnosis. Instantly he changed. So I'm just giving you this example so you will understand this is really important. This is really important. I told you I used to clean my energy very, very. It was part of my life, style of living. So it was just part of my daily schedule. Energy cleanup in many ways, in burning incense, burning oil, essential oil, of course spraying, and doing gym, doing lots of energy cleaning, basically, in many ways. And at some point God told me, you need to stop this, because you need to start understanding what is going on, because you keep cleaning it, but they still send more and more. And the problem is that when actually they send more powerful, because as you already have, for example, they can do certain attachments at you, darkness attachments. As you have some darkness attachments, it's easier for that to trigger other darkness, and in this circumstance, then it becomes more and more overwhelming. So it's important at some point. Of course, energy cleanup is important as well. But you need to ask your divine team, when is the proper time to do? Because at some point, sooner or later, you need to understand and to also withstand the darkness. But withstanding the darkness doesn't mean to stay in the darkness and the darkness does whatever it pleases with you. It means that you learn to work with your energy in such a way so the darkness won't have impact on you. I wrote, I think, in one of my prophetic writings. I don't think I said it in any of the videos. Initially, when this kind of black magic and witchcraft was sent to me, I got really scared. It was the first time when I was actually interacting with this. And it was part of the surprise attack, which I mentioned in June 2018. And it was very shocking to me. So the first thing I did was to leave, to go outside of the house. And then anyhow, at some point I returned, and God said, okay, you need to calm down. This is not a big deal. He explained to me, I said this in another video, this is a surprise attack. You learn how to fight it. The fact is, the first thing that God taught me in parallel, the first two things was this what I'm teaching you now, to do energy diagnosis and to work with my energy to withstand the darkness, first of all. And in parallel, he said, well, because they keep sending to you Satan and other forces of darkness, I will teach you to do exorcism. So you will understand that all that they are sending to you is beneath your level, and they cannot do any harm to you. You're giving them power because you get scared of them. So because of this, I will teach you exorcism so you can calm down, knowing that you can always cast them out. Then you will be able to focus on bondage breaking. And indeed, he taught me this before I left on my spiritual journey. I was doing constantly exorcism because of all of these creeps who were attacking me. So they were summoning and making all sorts of promises and offerings and rituals, ceremonial rituals with Satan, you know. And Satan was attacking me from them. So they were cloaking themselves. They were taking Satan within them in order to attack me, which is so stupid, you know. But still, since they were attacking me this way, because they couldn't attack me without that. They didn't have the power themselves to attack me. So God has taught me how to do exorcism. And I did that very successfully. And indeed, that changed my life in the sense that I gained the self-confidence to focus on energy work and on bondage breaking, instead of interrupting my spiritual work every time when they send Satan to me, or they come with Satan at me. And I have done this successfully for a long, long time. But at some point, after I returned from my spiritual journey, I found the same situation here, where all these crazy lunatics were doing exactly the same. And they are my neighbors, so, you know, they're very close to me. So at some point I realized that this is not going to solve the problem, because they were doing ceremonial rituals 3 times a day. Always bringing Satan to me, you know. And I was doing exorcism at least a few times a day. And that became exhausting to me, you know. So I said, this is not working, this is not getting anywhere. And that's when I said, I will not do exorcism again. Because I know that by now, I know enough spiritual fighting, I have enough strength, enough power to actually withstand the darkness of Satan. And he's not able to touch me. I've done exorcism on him enough for the last years that I gained authority in front of him, and he won't be able to touch me. And I didn't do exorcism since then. And God told me that very moment when I said this, God was very happy, actually, when I said this. But I said it by myself. I didn't ask anyone. I just said it by myself. I said, I'm not going to do this again, because now Satan has this sort of sordid satisfaction of coming. So he's basically playing with the minds of these stupid idiots, because I guess he's bored in his darkness over there, and he enjoys coming here. So it became like a game, you know. And it was clear at that point to me that at that point it was a matter, a tit for tat between me and Satan, because these imbeciles were basically just body snitched by Satan at that point. He was just using them. I mean, he was manipulating them to convince them to do satanic rituals at me, just so he would come. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to play this game with the darkness, where it keeps coming, I keep doing exorcism, they keep coming, I do exorcism. No, I'm not going to do this, because I can withstand this darkness and I can fight it differently. Now let's see if these imbeciles learn their lessons. not to bring Satan, because I see that it's easy for them. 3 times a day they go do rituals and they bring Satan to me. Really? And I have nothing else to do than to cast out the stupid darkness which they bring to me? So I said, no, I will not do exorcism. Let me see how the next week will develop for them, for those who conjured and summoned Satan, only to do harm on me. I can stay 1 week without doing exorcism on Satan. Let's see if they can. Because at the end of the day, they summoned Satan, not me. And that's when God was very happy. And actually, he said to me, that's my girl. Only now, actually, we will win the war. And this is called having authority in front of darkness. And indeed, they didn't, they didn't do with Satan anymore. They switched. They started bringing different other forces from darkness. The point is, you need to learn how to do this. Because otherwise, it's exactly like I explained to you. This happened in 2020. And I was in my courtyard. And a stupid neighbor did this. And I just got annoyed. I was like, for a full month or 2 months since I returned, I keep doing exorcism on these stupid idiots. I'm just tired of them bringing Satan to me. I'm not going to do this anymore. Basically, this is very important. This is when you gain authority, and to get to this point, you need to do work with your energy and to understand exactly how to cast out a specific type of energy from your energetic field. Okay, and to understand what is beyond it, because as I said, it was clear to me that darkness, at some point, these individuals who summon darkness to send it upon you, or they cloak themselves to do harm on you, they lose power in front of that darkness. And that darkness will manipulate them to continue to do the same stupid shit, because that darkness wants to feed on you. So at some point, you'll reach this moment which I just described to you. Namely, you will realize that at the end of the day, it's between you and the darkness which they bring. Because they are, basically, they don't count anymore. They don't think for themselves. They're being manipulated by darkness. And this is when usually people say, oh my God, I'm not to be blamed. I have an addiction. No, you don't have an addiction. You've been bringing darkness and working with darkness for too long, and now the darkness controls you. That's the addiction. It's a darkness which controls you, but that darkness gets to control you because you kept working with it. You kept bringing that darkness to me because you wanted to steal my money, because you wanted to steal my destiny, for all sorts of stupid reasons. There are few women here in my neighborhood who do beauty magic to steal my looks. Now, how stupid you need to be to do this? Get the fuck money and go to a surgery and do some aesthetic surgery on you if you really want to look like this. Why you need to send darkness for this? Do you see how stupid? And then they say, oh my God, I have an addiction. No, you don't have an addiction. You're just stupid imbecile who worked with darkness, and the darkness controls you. That's the addiction. But in order to do the spiritual fighting, you need to reach to that point when you gain authority in front of darkness by knowing how to work with your energy, how to do energy diagnosis, and how to heal enough and reprogram your mind enough. That's also a healing, by the way. Reprogramming your mind is a healing. Namely, you're clearing programming created on you, and you program yourself as you want, as you consider that is in line with your values. Yeah, not programming which was created on you by entertainment media, by friends, family, co-workers, and so on, and society at large, actually, if you look at it. Okay, I think this is long enough. This video is long enough. I think I conveyed the message that God wanted me to convey. This is very important. This is very important in defining yourself as a spiritual fighter. Again, gaining authority in front of darkness, and in elevating as well. Because as you elevate, the spiritual attacks become more intense, and you need to close up cycles. You need to close up what was before. So you need to register some progress for this, right? And what I explained to you in this video is very important part of your elevation, of your progress, of your successful bondage breaking. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. I will come back with other videos on related to spiritual attacks as guided by God. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And of course, I will post, maybe I will try to find a link to the articles which refer to this topic on my Facebook page, the prophetic writings which I've done. If I don't get to do that, though, because I don't want to make a promise which I might not be able to keep, if I don't get to do that, please go check my Facebook page. I had much more time there to write on different topics, and you have more information, particularly in the beginning of my prophetic writings, in which I describe very much in detail different type of attacks and how you should react and how you should fight on each against each of and all of them, and so on. Of course, God is showing to me now to mention that part of all of this is a big part of all of this energy work are the affirmations. So you must focus on that as well, because again, they work with your own energy, and it's a lot about how you perceive and you what you believe about what is being sent to you, because much of it works with your own energy, and affirmations are really important for yourself, for your subconscious level, but also, as I mentioned in a previous video, for the darkness, because the darkness has listens and follows the rules of astral. So your affirmations are very important because of this, because if you find the proper thing to say, you will have specific entities that will live in that very second when you have said the right thing, which counters their attack. This is why it's important for you to understand what type of darkness, what type of attack is being done on you, because you will know what affirmations to make in order for that darkness to leave. Because you must understand that most of these attacks and programmings are simply lies. So some of them you can literally nullify them by affirmations, just by stating something. For example, I'll give you an example. On me, they made, for example, bondage, saying that something, that I work with darkness, that I do black magic, that I do blasphemy, that all sorts of stupid, and when I understood that they use this pretext, which is a lie, of course, in order to send, somebody wrote this, one of my neighbors wrote this, and they made a judgment in their stupid secret society, and they decided a punishment on me to send darkness and black magic and Satan and I don't know what else. When I learned this from God, I noticed it was very easy for me to make affirmations, and even just a simple prayer nullifies all this shit, you know. But you need to understand what was done, so you will know what to say in order to cast that out. So yeah, because if you understand what is being said or used as a pretext to send that darkness to you, it's enough to say a prayer to God or to Jesus, and they will come and cast it. I mean, it will come, it will show that you're a man or woman of faith, that you're with God, and that all of that was a lie, because God and Jesus come when you say this. But as long as it's an encounter between you and darkness, they cannot come without being called by you. But you need to understand what was done, so you can actually know to call them in that very moment to get rid of them. You see? Okay, I'm gonna stop now because it's really long video, and this way I can talk until tomorrow. It doesn't help. Okay, I wish you good luck in closing up all loose ends and in the new phase of ascension.